Or, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about a truth that most people miss in today's world. Masculine men don't chase, they disappear. Or, a man who knows his worth does not beg for attention. He doesn't run after validation. Or, he doesn't waste his energy proving himself to someone who doesn't recognize his value. Chasing is the act of insecurity. It's what happens when a man doubts himself. But disappearing, that is the act of a man who stands tall in his power. Or a masculine man understands that his sense of worth is not something that can be handed to him by another person's opinion or attention. Or he knows that chasing validation from others places his value in their hands, which strips him of power and confidence. Instead of looking outward, or he looks inward and realizes that self-worth is built from his discipline, achievements, and integrity. By valuing himself without the need for approval, or he creates an inner foundation of strength that can't be shaken by rejection. In this truth, his self-worth becomes untouchable. When a man chases validation, or he puts himself in a weak position because he is asking someone else to confirm his value, this creates imbalance, making him dependent on how others respond to him. Or masculine men avoid this trap by recognizing that no external validation can replace the inner certainty they hold about themselves. By refusing to chase, or they maintain their dignity and autonomy. The man who values himself knows that losing approval from others is not a loss, because true validation comes only from within. Or true masculinity thrives on independence, not desperation. Chasing someone is an act of desperation because it communicates, I am not complete without you. But a masculine man carries himself with the understanding that he is whole, whether anyone else acknowledges it or not. Or this quiet confidence radiates strength, making others naturally drawn to him. People respect a man who doesn't need their approval because it shows stability and certainty. Or when self-worth replaces validation seeking, he becomes unshakable in how he carries himself. Or a man's worth is defined by his ability to stay grounded in his values and principles, not by how much attention he can secure. Or chasing is exhausting because it places his focus on convincing others to choose him. But when he stops chasing, he chooses himself instead. That simple act reclaims his power. Or masculine men understand that no genuine respect or love can be built on constant pursuit. By placing self-worth above validation, or they eliminate the endless cycle of seeking approval and embrace peace in self-acceptance. Masculine men know that chasing weakens attraction and respect, or because people rarely value what is too easily available. When a man places himself in a chasing position, or he communicates that he does not trust his own worth to naturally attract others. But when he refuses to chase, he conveys strength and confidence, or reminding others that he is valuable regardless of their attention. This shift changes the dynamic completely. By embodying self-worth, or masculine men naturally invite respect and admiration rather than forcing it through pursuit. Or chasing after validation is also dangerous because it leaves a man vulnerable to manipulation. When he believes his value depends on approval, he becomes easy to control, or others can withhold affection, attention, or praise to keep him in pursuit. Masculine men avoid this weakness by never allowing their worth to rest in the hands of another, or their independence makes them untouchable to emotional games because they know they don't need anyone to confirm what they already believe about themselves. Or self-worth protects them from exploitation. A man who prioritizes self-worth instead of validation becomes focused on his growth and purpose. Or his energy is no longer wasted trying to convince others of his value. Instead, he invests that energy into building his skills, expanding his mind, and pursuing meaningful goals. This forward motion naturally creates success and fulfillment, which makes him even more attractive to others. By building himself first, or he shows that his worth is rooted in achievement and self-respect, not fleeting external opinions. In this, his life gains direction and power. Or when a man learns to value himself, he also sets higher standards for the people around him. He no longer tolerates disrespect, manipulation, or half-hearted effort from others. Or this is because he understands that accepting such treatment would compromise his dignity. Instead of chasing, he allows people to rise to his level or fall away. Or this act of self-respect strengthens his masculine presence, ensuring that his relationships are built on equality and mutual recognition. Self-worth creates boundaries, and boundaries protect his peace and strength. In the end, self-worth over validation is what separates masculine men from the rest. Chasing is easy because it feeds insecurity, but disappearing from what does not honor you requires courage and discipline. Masculine men know that if they must beg for attention, it was never meant for them. Or by holding on to their self-worth, they command respect, attract genuine connections, and move through life with dignity. Their value is not borrowed from others. It is owned or lived and embodied. And that truth is the foundation of real masculinity. Walking away requires far more strength than staying in situations that no longer serve you. Or it is easy to cling to people, habits, or circumstances out of fear of loss, but it takes courage to step away with dignity. Or masculine men recognize that their worth is never proven by how long they can endure disrespect, neglect, or emotional games. Instead, their worth shines through the ability to choose peace over chaos. Walking away is not weakness, it is the ultimate act of self-control. In that choice, true strength is revealed. A man who walks away demonstrates discipline. Discipline is the hallmark of masculinity because it shows he is not governed by emotions or impulses. Or chasing after what rejects him weakens his presence, but leaving it behind builds his authority. Or it communicates to the world that he does not need to grasp or beg for acceptance. His life is not defined by who stays or who goes. By choosing to walk away instead of clinging, he shows mastery over his emotions. That mastery becomes the essence of masculine strength. Walking away is also a declaration of standards. Or when a man chooses to step back from situations that fail to honor him, he is making a clear statement about what he will and will not tolerate. Or standards are boundaries that separate strength from weakness. Masculine men refuse to compromise on respect, loyalty, and value. Or they would rather stand alone than be surrounded by mediocrity. By walking away, they show that settling is never an option, or their strength lies not in chasing approval, but in demanding what aligns with their dignity. The act of leaving is powerful because it is rooted in self-respect. Or a man who walks away values his time, energy, and peace too much to waste it on people who take him for granted. Or self-respect is not about arrogance. It is about knowing what you deserve and refusing to compromise. Or masculine men understand that being ignored or mistreated is not a reflection of their value, but of the other person's choices. By leaving such situations behind, they reinforce their belief that respect is non-negotiable. Walking away protects their inner power, strength is often mistaken for endurance, the ability to stay no matter how bad things get. But real strength is knowing when enough is enough and having the courage to step away. A man who endlessly tolerates mistreatment is not strong, he is trapped. Or masculine men are strong because they know when to close doors. Walking away shows they refuse to be defined by pain or rejection, or it shows that they value growth and self-worth over staying stuck. This choice transforms walking away from weakness into the ultimate demonstration of strength. By walking away, a man frees himself to pursue his purpose. Chasing distractions, toxic people, or unworthy validation wastes energy that could be used to build his vision. Or masculine men are driven by goals and mission, not by desperate attachment. Leaving what hinders progress allows them to focus on what truly matters. Or their strength is not only in saying no to the wrong things, but also in redirecting energy to the right things. Walking away is strength because it creates clarity, and clarity is what leads to greatness. When a man walks away, he also earns respect, even from those who did not value him initially. Or human nature often takes for granted what is always available, But when a masculine man disappears instead of chasing, people realize the depth of his worth, or his absence creates a presence that cannot be ignored. Strength lies in this quiet reminder that he is not dependent on anyone's approval, or walking away teaches others how to treat him, and it ensures that only genuine respect and admiration are allowed into his life. Walking away also develops resilience, or it is never easy to leave behind something you wanted, but strength is forged in difficult choices. Or masculine men embrace the discomfort of letting go because they know it shapes their character. Every time they walk away, or they reinforce the belief that their peace matters more than temporary pleasure or shallow validation. This resilience makes them unbreakable in the face of life's challenges, or they no longer fear rejection or loss because they have mastered the art of choosing themselves. Walking away builds indestructible strength. In the end, or walking away is the clearest proof of a man's strength. It shows that he values his self-worth, his time, and his dignity above temporary attachment. Or masculine men do not lose when they walk away. They win because they protect their peace and elevate their lives. Strength is not about how tightly you can hold on, or it is about how gracefully you can let go. To walk away is to rise higher, to choose better, and to honor yourself fully. That is the essence of masculine power. When a man stops chasing and redirects his energy, he discovers the power of purpose. Chasing consumes time, focus, or an emotional strength that could be invested in building something meaningful. Or masculine men understand that their highest calling is not found in seeking validation, but in fulfilling their mission. Purpose gives life direction, and direction creates respect. By shifting attention from temporary approval to long-term goals, they transform wasted energy into productivity. Or this redirection is what elevates them above the ordinary. Energy invested in purpose always returns multiplied. Or chasing people leads to emptiness because it revolves around outcomes outside of one's control. But when energy is invested in purpose, or a man gains fulfillment regardless of who stays or goes, purpose becomes his anchor, keeping him stable through rejection and challenges. Or masculine men know that no relationship or external attention can substitute for the satisfaction of progress. Or they choose to channel their efforts into goals that expand their lives, whether through career, fitness, or personal growth. This redirection creates inner strength, or purpose fuels resilience far beyond validation. When a man redirects his energy, his sense of identity transforms. Chasing others creates dependence, but chasing purpose creates independence. He is no longer defined by how others respond to him. He is defined by what he builds, contributes, and accomplishes. Or masculine men thrive on this independence because it aligns with their nature. A man who knows his purpose stands tall with or without approval, or because his self-worth is grounded in achievement and vision. Redirected energy shapes his identity into that of a leader. Purpose defines his character, or redirecting energy into purpose also attracts respect naturally. People are drawn to those who are focused, disciplined, and driven. Or masculine men know they do not need to chase attention when their lives already reflect progress and ambition. Others notice a man who is fully dedicated to his mission, or an admiration follows. This respect is not begged for, it is earned through consistent effort and commitment. By redirecting energy to purpose, or masculine men eliminate the need for validation because success itself becomes proof of value. Purpose attracts respect effortlessly. Purpose provides clarity, and clarity eliminates distractions. Chasing people keeps a man in confusion, always wondering how to gain attention. Or redirecting that same energy into purpose creates a clear path forward. Or masculine men understand that clarity is freedom. It allows them to say no to what drains them and yes to what builds them. This clarity becomes their compass, or guiding them toward achievement and peace. A man focused on his mission cannot be easily swayed by temporary desires. Redirected energy sharpens his vision, or purpose provides unshakable direction. By choosing purpose over pursuit, a man also builds long-term stability. Chasing people creates instability, or because attention and approval are fleeting. But a purpose-driven life creates consistency and growth that lasts. Or masculine men recognize that true strength is not measured by short-term wins, but by long-term impact. or every ounce of energy invested in their mission compounds into greater achievements over time. This stability makes them reliable and trustworthy, or both to themselves and to others. Redirecting energy ensures that their life is built on a solid foundation. Purpose ensures permanence, or redirecting energy into purpose also strengthens discipline. Discipline is forged when a man chooses to prioritize goals over distractions, or masculine men thrive in environments where they push themselves beyond comfort zones. Every time they resist the urge to chase and instead focus on their mission, or they train their minds to remain steady and resilient. This discipline spills over into every area of life, from health to relationships to financial success, or the choice to redirect energy is a training ground for mastery. Purpose and discipline walk hand in hand. A man who channels his energy into purpose inspires others, or masculine men become examples of strength, determination, and focus. Instead of chasing recognition, they embody values that people admire. Their work ethic, vision, and achievements motivate others to rise higher. By living with purpose, they lead without speaking. Their presence commands respect because their actions show commitment, or the energy they redirect builds not just their own life, but also influences the lives of those around them. Purpose-driven men leave a legacy, or redirected energy inspires generations. Purpose creates leaders. In the end, masculine men know that their energy is sacred. Wasting it on chasing others diminishes them, or while redirecting it toward purpose empowers them. Purpose creates fulfillment, respect, clarity, stability, discipline, and influence. Or it is the anchor that keeps them unshaken and the fire that drives them forward. Masculine men disappear from situations that drain them not to escape, but to build, or they rise higher because they invest energy in what truly matters. Energy redirected to purpose is the essence of strength. Purpose is the true destination, or rarity has always carried value. What is common is often overlooked, but what is rare becomes desired and respected. Masculine men know this truth, which is why they never chase. Or by disappearing and withholding constant availability, they transform their presence into something that cannot be taken for granted. When a man is everywhere, he loses impact. But when he is rare, people notice his absence. Rarity shifts the balance of power and commands attention without effort. Masculine men understand that by being selective, or they raise their worth. Rarity naturally creates respect. When a man chooses to disappear instead of chasing, he communicates that his time and energy are valuable. Or this choice teaches others to approach him with respect because they realize he is not endlessly accessible. Or masculine men value their presence too much to waste it where it is not appreciated. By being rare, they force others to recognize the privilege of having access to them, or this scarcity makes their attention meaningful. The man who is rare becomes a man who is respected because rarity amplifies significance. Scarcity makes presence powerful, or rarity also builds mystery, and mystery is a magnet for attention. When someone is not always available, curiosity grows, and people begin to wonder what makes him so disciplined and selective. Masculine men harness this power by focusing on their mission or making themselves less accessible for trivial pursuits. This distance does not push people away, it pulls them closer. Mystery enhances attraction, while over-availability kills it. By being rare, masculine men leave space for others to value them more. Rarity creates intrigue, and intrigue commands deep respect. A man who is rare demonstrates self-respect. He does not beg for inclusion or approval because he knows his worth. His refusal to chase sets a boundary, if others cannot recognize his value on their own, they are not worthy of his presence. Masculine men embody this truth, making their absence more powerful than constant pursuit. By walking away, they show that their standards are not negotiable. This act of self-respect makes people respect them more. Rarity communicates, I value myself enough not to be everywhere. Rarity is self-respect displayed. Rarity also aligns with the laws of human psychology. People desire what is scarce and undervalue what is abundant. Masculine men leverage this principle by refusing to overextend themselves. Instead of offering endless attention, they invest their energy selectively, which makes their presence a reward, not a guarantee. This psychological truth ensures that others treat them with more care and admiration. Or chasing makes a man common, disappearing makes him rare. And when he is rare, others cannot help but notice his worth. Rarity works because scarcity creates value.